just talking to the blue dot.
Okay.
All right, let's get started, y'all. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tales podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live on a Sunday, a Mother's Day Sunday morning, ready to do some podcasting. And as is the annual tradition, we have a special guest today. It's my mom. What's going on, Mom?
Hey, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies. Everything is good.
Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Thank you.
The woman that has everything is hard to shop for. But Karen, through the miracle of DoorDash, was able to send some flowers yesterday.
Shout out to DoorDash, because the thing is, Mother's Day is a very popular day. So when I was trying to go and get things, everything was like, you might as well forget about tomorrow. Tomorrow is not. You want to do Monday? You want to do Tuesday? I was like, no, I want to actually do tomorrow. But you know what? Just like my mama, I said, fuck it, she'll get it early. Because that's what happened to my mama. I sent her some flowers. She was shocked. My mom, because I like to do things through 1-800-Flowers normally. And normally 1-800-Flowers, they're real good about letting you know when it was sent, it was delivered, and all that stuff. And when I do 1-800-Flowers, I like to pick the ones that the florist personally does versus the ones they do in the. It's not wrong with the ones in the box; those are pretty too. But the ones that the florist does, they actually are local flowers. You're helping a local vendor, and the flowers are gonna be fresh. Like somebody actually get in their vehicle and ships it out to the person. And so when they sent me an email, I called my mama, just to check. I was like, hey, mama, did you get the flower stuff? She's like, yeah. She's like, I was surprised. She said, I walked in there. The man was like, you definitely surprised. You got your head wrapped up and everything. She was like, yes. She said, I didn't have no idea. I was like, well, that's good. I said, I'd rather be a day early than a day late. So she got her Mother's Day yesterday.
Yep. Well, how's your Mother's Day going right now so far?
Oh, it's going great. Everything is good. The universe is treating me well. The goddesses are looking after me. Everything is wonderful.
Ashe.
Yes.
So we got of course the tradition. If you have any questions for my mom, feel free to ask in the chat. But no pressure. I still have a show planned. My mom listens to the show, so we can do the regular like segments and all that stuff too. So don't no pressure on the chat room.
Yeah, don't feel any pressure at all. And it's also one of those things where, like Roger said, his mama literally has everything. Literally, it's been times when we pick stuff and she be like, oh, I already got that. We'll be like, oh man, you already got it. And we'd be disappointed. Like she said, talking about don't give me nothing. I looked at Roger, I was like, I hope she don't think I'm gonna follow that rule.
Hey, when y'all got me the Beyonce tickets in the hotel, I'm like, I don't need anything else. This is wonderful.
That's what she said.
You don't get no better than that.
Yeah, Karen didn't tell me that part. Well, all right, let's go ahead and get into the show. Let's start with some regular ass news. Got the week. All right, regular news. ABC News announces Amy Robach and TJ Holmes' Good Morning America 3 replacements.
Oh, snap! They got we knew this was coming.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you can't be fucking everybody at the job, man. I don't care what Black Twitter say. It's not normal or okay
or professional.
That's right.
So they said Eva Pilgrim and DeMarco Morgan, 40 and 44, will join Chief Health and Medical Correspondent Dr. Jennifer Ashton on Good Morning America 3, and that's them right there.
Dr. Jennifer Ashton was like, now why am I in it? I just show up every day and do my job, and now all of a sudden our whole segment is all across the country and not for a good reason.
No, not for the news.
Right.
For the sex.
Yeah, they kind of look like they could still have a threesome or something though.
Yes, and they made sure they stuck to the same skin tones.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to confuse the audience.
Like they just asking for it with putting all these attractive people on TV in the prime of their lives and stuff. But yeah, hopefully they know that's that dude's real name, DeMarco. Because I know with TJ Holmes, we didn't know his real name was Luke Tellis. And then
no, we did not.
Once we found that out, it was like, of course he was having sex with everybody in the office. Let's see what else is happening. Pope Francis is receiving a lot of backlash today because he referred to sexual predators as children of God who deserve love.
Oh my gosh. That's all the Catholic Church needs is for the Pope to say something like that.
Yeah, that's what J.L. Covan, the only Catholic I know, I remember I was listening to his podcast once and he was making similar remarks about, the love of Jesus and pedophiles and stuff. And I just thought it was interesting, that's what people choose to exhibit the love, The remarks in question were made public by La Civiltà Cattolica, an Italian Jesuit journal, earlier this week, but they were initially made by the Pope last month during a meeting with a group of Jesuit priests in Hungary. How do we talk to the abusers for whom we feel revulsion? Yes, they too are children of God, but how can you love them? Francis was quoted saying. In response to a question posed by a Hungarian Jesuit, Pope Francis said, the gospel asks us to love, but how do we love at the same time people who have experienced abuse and their abusers? I like how they're like, listen, a gay person can't be a priest. All right. Now that's crazy. But these pedophiles, man, we got to show them some love. Okay. We can't just be out here making them feel bad and shit. We got to, what we going to just not love all the pedophiles? That's insane.
The same ones we shit from parish to parish.
Y'all acting like they two people of the same sex with a consenting adults trying to get married. That's disgusting. He acknowledged that the answer to this powerful question was not easy at all. According to him, a sexual predator should be condemned, but as a brother who is still deserving compassion and care. There is logic, a form of loving an enemy that is also expressed in this way, and it is not easy to understand to live out. The abuser is an enemy. I feel like you're having it both ways.
Yeah, he's trying to do both sides.
Yeah. It's very good people on both sides of the pedophiles and the people being abused by pedophiles. So yeah, I don't know about this one, Pope. Feel like he had a hot start. Like he was cool Pope for a long time.
Yep.
And then it seemed like I never fell for it because it always felt like he was saying like, nah, man, we got to love these gay people, man. We should have a place of acceptance. And then it would, but not just that, but then it would be like, okay, so are you gonna change the policies in the church? Like, is it gonna be okay for a gay person to be a priest? Is it gonna be okay for gay people to get married and for y'all to invite gay people to the church and stuff? And he was like, oh no, come on, y'all.
Now that's crazy.
I just said love them, not let them come to your house,
Oh no.
Nick Cannon is in the news
again.
Always. He apparently sat down with the Los Angeles Times, and he said a lot. He's talking about how does he pick which kids and which moms of his kids to spend time with. And he said a lot of times it's whichever of them has called me that day. To be honest, I'm such a creature of habit. I like who like me. So.
What?
Yeah.
All it takes is a phone call?
Yeah, apparently those 12 kids, those 6 women, if the kid's not getting enough time, blame your mama. She's not calling you.
Your mama not aggressive enough.
You got to be the last one to call too. So if somebody call at 10:15, but then somebody else call at 10:20, he might have to go down there. What happens if he in bed at 10 o'clock, but somebody call at 11? He got to get up and go to their bed? I don't know. Yeah, I also think it's interesting too because eventually at some point those kids are gonna be grown enough to say whether or not he was a good dad
and what's their opinion on it.
I feel like we're about I don't know, 15 to 18 years away from a bunch of kids being like, man, fuck this dude. Because
we will see.
This shit don't make no sense. All these kids, you can't be a good dad to 12 kids and they ain't in the same house and shit. And you spending time with whichever person call you, and Lord knows he probably creating more kids every time we get a phone call from whichever one. Like,
yes, he is.
This shit is like, unless he gonna start a cult or some shit, I don't get the game plan here. I had the nerve to call the Red Table Talk toxic.
Right.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Oh my.
Right. Speaking of entertainers and their kids, have you been following what's going on with Brian McKnight?
Yes, I have.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's been a lot.
Everybody says even more.
Well, so before it was, to me, it felt like a lot of people was grandstanding and acting like everybody knew his business the whole time and we was all cool with it. And I'm like, I don't know this nigga. I don't follow nothing with Brian McKnight but his music. And
that's it.
I didn't even know this man had a personal life, to be honest. I just assumed, but I never checked in to be like, wonder what his wife is like. You know, he's not even that type of celebrity to me. But apparently, you know, we got that like deluge of stuff where it's like, listen, his daughter sued him for money because he's a bad father and estranged, and he paid the money, but now he don't see his kids from his first marriage anymore. It's acrimonious with his wife. It was like a big split and all this stuff. And he's mostly been silent, but I guess he be taking like subliminal shots on the social media at his old family because he got a new family now. He like, oh, I love them. I finally became a girl dad, and it's his second daughter. Oh, I got Brian. I finally can carry my legacy on with my name, Brian McKnight. And it's like, well, you already have a Brian McKnight Jr. Now you got another Brian McKnight Jr. Like, he literally started back at one.
Yep.
And so he has now started speaking up because you know, the internet was all in his mentions, and so he was like, I gotta defend myself. So
he has something to say.
Yeah, he posted this thing on Instagram and a video. I'm about to show y'all this
video.
Okay. Yeah. So first it says Brian McKnight disputes abandonment, claims our estrangement was mutual, which is always interesting to say about your kids. Although
estrangement was mutual.
Yeah.
You the adult, nigga.
Although, and this, I think this does need to be mentioned. His kids are grown, so we not talking about
small children.
Like, I think when we hear kids, I know in my mind I'm thinking like, oh, so they like in high school, but I think the youngest one is 21.
Oh, yes,
and
so
like
everybody's adult.
The son is 33.
Okay.
And the abandonment, estrangement seems to be to some extent recent, like not a thing that was always true, but I guess between the acrimonious divorce and all that shit, it's recent. But he put this video out trying to explain things.
Brian McKnight here. There's been a lot of discussion online lately about how I talk about my family on social media. Typically, I prefer not to give attention to the internet trolls, but now my family is being harassed online and accosted in public, apparently because some people can't handle seeing my happily ever after. Coming after me is one thing, but the moment you come after my wife and our children, it's another story, because even more important to me than defending my name is defending and protecting them. I want to address some of these recent discussions. There is a very simple reason why I post about some of my children on social media and not others. The children that I do not currently have relationships with, I don't post about them. Instead, I post about the children with whom I do have relationships, with whom I am proud of.
Well, damn.
I post about the ones I actually love and like. Okay, I don't be posting about them other niggas.
Oh, so he really said fuck them kids, huh?
Yeah, maybe they got bad vibes, you know. But yeah, it says he then posts pages from the paperwork from the trial that he had with his daughter, where he ended up, she sued him for basically like abandoning her, blah blah blah. But he posts in his caption, to whom it may concern, no abandonment, no made up story, no false statements, no defamation, full video to follow on my YouTube channel. And in this document, you can see where it says like the plaintiff to be awarded punitive damage in the amount according to proof of trial. The plaintiff awarded cost of the suit, and that this court awards such other and further relief to the court deems just. Let's see. It says no, he highlights these parts. No wrongdoing. In executing this agreement, Brian is not admitting any liability or wrongdoing. The payments here under do not constitute an admission of any liability, error, tort, contract violation, or violation of any law. Because these are some of the rumors flying around. That then he posts the picture of them signing it, and then this one is about the payments that he made. And I guess 4 different payments, and then a bunch of pictures of his new family at the end, which feels like, honestly, like we're in the middle of a family argument or something.
Yes.
And there's a bunch of shit that we don't know behind the scenes. And I'm not saying we don't know as in this brother is being framed. I mean, we don't know as in like clearly this has gotten acrimonious enough for it not to just be like he feels like there's some reason that he's right. I don't know what it is.
Me either. And there's a lot of people that signed them statements. It don't mean they didn't do shit.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too. Like the way those agreements are set up, you can get a no fault, no that doesn't mean that's what happened. It just means that's what we signing so we can move on.
Right.
But yeah, he also teased he's dropping a full video on YouTube. Didn't say when Fed's expected to arrive. According to the Radar Online, the singer's daughter, Brianna, filed a lawsuit against her father in 2020, accused him of being motivated by animosity when he told his followers that she had some years earlier, while a minor, engaged in sexual relations with an older cousin. In her suit, she claimed that the issue started in 2019 when she decided to share aspects of her perceptions of growing up with an unnamed absent father on her personal Instagram page. Though she allegedly didn't even give a clue as to who he was, McKnight responded by publicly stating that Brianna was a promiscuous and incestuous minor, and thereby he hoped undermining her credibility regarding a post that did not even identify him. Now, I mean, that's a stretch in the it didn't identify him. Nigga, we know who your father is. So if you say you grew up with a bad dad, it's him. You know, like, oh, she must mean one of her other daddies. Like, it's him. But at the same time, this nigga is saying about his daughter that, like, that's so disgusting.
We did not need to know. We didn't need to publicly. Nobody need to know that.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know what. And then I think this is one of those things where he's mad at the mom,
right?
And then the kids are collateral damage.
Yes.
But yeah, his post reportedly said, and unfortunately along the way, a couple of years ago, I caught wind that there was an older cousin who was above 18 who was quite possibly having sex with her. He also reportedly alleged that her mom, who he'd had an affair with while he was married to someone else, only had a child with him for money in the first place. Yeah, see, that sounds like he mad at the mom.
Yeah.
And also, like, if that's the case with your daughter, wouldn't you be thinking that cousin is a rapist, a statutory rapist?
Yep.
Like, why are you being like, oh my god, she had sex with
but
when she was underage with this grown ass cousin of hers? She's the problem.
Yeah, because it's about embarrassing her, which instead embarrassing the mom because the mom is the target. So you actually don't care about.
And by the way, that would also make you a piece of shit. Like, you can't blame the mom. Like, look at her being a bad mom, nigga. You the dad. You on here telling us on Instagram like that's something. So what did you do?
Right.
When you found this out, you know, Brianna denied any such activity in her lawsuit, which states that she never engaged in any sexual contact of any kind with any relative at any age while a minor or otherwise. She also added she does not believe anyone ever told McKnight anything of that sort, and he was simply making it up. In his response, McKnight denied all allegations of wrongdoing, arguing his statements were substantially true, and he wasn't speaking of malice. I guess out of malice. He demanded the entire case be thrown out, but it was sent to trial. But then they dismissed the lawsuit in February. This is just acrimonious as fuck.
Mess.
And Brian's behavior proves what his children are saying they experienced.
Right.
Yeah,
out of
this is
his
confirmation.
out of his own mouth.
Right.
And with people like that, you have to just leave them, move on, and heal yourself.
Yep.
And let it go. Because if anything, anyone is a struggle, that's just a no.
Yeah.
You move on.
You just had one last cry?
One last cry, baby. One last. Yes.
Then you get up out of here. You know? It's crazy to see, but, you know, this man's turning out to be a real villain over here.
Yep, and like the chat room said, let it snow.
Yeah. I thought this was going to be an evolution of a man, but he's not growing up.
No,
he's not.
Not no man at all. He's a man child.
Yep. He is a Gemini.
Oh, God.
So I don't know if that got something to do with it.
But if you take a look at the history of some of them, you can see the behaviors.
Well, I know it's gonna be some people getting upset about the zodiac sign joke, but Gemini is the name of one of his albums, everybody. So calm the fuck down.
Right, so calm down.
Calm down.
That was the name of the album. Roger is making album jokes, a song jokes.
It's not. I don't actually have a problem with anybody's zodiac sign.
I don't care what it is actually.
I feel like when his daughter popped up in his mentions, he said, "I remember you," and I blame him though. And the reason here's why I blame him, because a long time ago he tried to make something sound good that I knew was bad, and I was only a kid, and that was when he made that song "Crazy Love." So he like him crazy, and then he gonna try to flip it on them like, "Oh, you crazy? I can't believe you doing all this, making my life dramatic." It's like, you made the song "Crazy Love." It sounded dangerous to me even then. I know he also supposedly said some stuff about he don't even be believing in his love songs. He just knows how to write them or something. So I don't know. He's a wild boy.
Yes, he is.
Speaking of wild boys, Morant is back in the news.
What did he do?
You know what? Same verse, same as the first. Morant is back in the news for flashing that motherfucking little ass gun again. His friend was on Instagram Live, and I'll play it here if y'all can see it.
He don't like money.
Hold on, I gotta pull up a different screen so y'all can see it. But yeah, so his boy was listening to music, you know what the kids do these days in the car, and he started playing the song, and it's real quick, but this is what it looked like. Okay, now it was real quick. You almost can't see it. It's so quick. And I want to shout this homeboy out because he a real one. Because he seen the gun and flipped his phone down so fucking fast that it's really like, I'm gonna show y'all a still shot in a second. It's like you can't even really see it. It's that fast.
Like, nigga, you not fucking my money.
He's like, oh, like, and that's what's sad. You can't blame the homies. It's Morant that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because the homie didn't even know he had the gun. The homie was like, what the fuck are you doing? You was just on probation with the league for this same shit. You see how he turned the phone towards, like the phone not showing nothing now. It's just showing the car seat. He was like, oh God. Then they got the still shot of it. All the jokes, of course. I love the jokes. This from Don't Be a Menace.
Quick fashion question. Should I wear this Tech 9 with the high tops? Or should I wear this Uzi with my low tops?
This Uzi with my low tops? I remember that movie.
Wow.
This is the Photoshop they did from Above the Rim.
Oh, no. I love us.
Where Birdie got shot at the last game. And then this is John Wick.
Oh man.
Took John Wick and photoshopped John's face on him with a gun. But yeah, I'll show y'all also. They do have a still shot where you can actually see like him holding the gun, what appears to be a gun. In the background.
It's gonna be deny.
Yeah, they just got to take his Instagram away or something.
Yes, sir. But no Instagram for you
because it's just hold on, let me pull up a different screen. But it's just so stupid. I mean, it's like this is the part where it's clearly he's holding something like a gun.
Yeah.
For what, nigga? Like who are you being like? I don't know. This feels a little like I don't know if y'all remember this guy, but he played for the New Jersey Nets. His name was Jason Williams, black dude though. And he also played with guns and shit on his like property and all this stuff. And eventually he ended up killing a man.
I remember that in a limo, right?
Yeah, yes. The limo driver or some shit came to his house and he was showing him the guns, playing, and fucking pulled the trigger and killed this man. And it kind of makes like I remember. Yes. It feel like John Morant is playing around to that point where it's gonna be like, bro, you gonna kill somebody or go to jail or get like it just seems stupid. These don't even seem like I'm defending myself or whatever.
Something. I think there's some questions. I don't know if you can see them. They popped up.
I can't. Where
on the side.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Let me see. Well, one of them's just hello, Mama Tips. That's not really a question.
They want to give you a shout out.
Hello, everybody.
The next one is I wanted to say you look so lovely every year. I wanted to ask, how can I hang with you and your running partner Karen?
Let me see. You're gonna have to be vetted. We gotta vet you.
Yeah. We don't roll with just anybody. Nope.
And we got NDAs.
I'm trying to tell you, confidentiality clauses like shaboo.
Yeah, girl.
We don't roll with just anybody. I'm not even gonna lie. I tell y'all, that's my road dog. That's my road dog. We do background check. Have you ever been arrested? If you do drugs, what kind of drugs do you do?
Do you have good credit?
Come on, do you have a bank account?
What's your credit score?
Come on, do you have a 401k?
How long you been employed?
Do you drive the bus or do you own the bus?
Those are the valid questions.
Exactly. Is your life improving? And just say, are you at the same spot you were 10 years ago?
All right. Well, y'all got your work cut out for you. Jonathan Majors recently the reports are he's been getting cozy with Meagan Good. People think they might be a new couple.
Oh, snap.
They were spotted at the Alamo Draft House in Los Angeles last week watching a movie. No other details about the budding relationship have resurfaced so far, and it's unclear how serious these two are.
I just think it's something to get the heat off of them. That's all I think. It's a photo op for the both of them.
You know what they say? Once you go black, they'll cut you some slack. So, maybe he trying to get back in everybody's good graces.
Hey, it's about the money. The color is green.
I'm surprised she is being attached to that because I know like her show Harlem and Meagan Good is one of those people black people love. Like she's black people famous. I don't know if she's white people famous, but she's definitely
I don't think
black people famous. And this nigga is radioactive right now. So I don't know, man. Unless she was the woman that texted him that night that started the whole fight. I don't see why she would want to hop in this shit right now.
Me either. With her career on the rise, and he's falling down for this behavior.
That's a wild.
It is wild.
Let's see what else happened. George Santos,
Yeah,
he's been charged in Justice Department probe. The first term Republican Congress has rebuffed calls to step down. One thing about him is possession 9/10 of the law.
Yeah,
he ain't never gonna. He like, y'all shouldn't have gave me the seat. That's on y'all.
Rip it from my dead cold hands, even though you lied to get the seat in the first place.
It ain't my fault. Y'all don't do background checks.
Right, and a lot of this has to do with journalism. And with them cutting, particularly local journalism, with them cutting funding and staff sizes reducing, because a lot of times in these local races, they actually have staff whose whole job used to be, whenever these candidates run, I don't care if it's fucking dog catcher, find out about them. Like, they would actually go and search and pull out this information. This information has always been out there, but because, like you said, the local people, couldn't do it. It took a somebody national to be like, hey, this shit been going on and nobody paid no attention. But like I say, the local people would have pulled this out in the local elections and be like, hey, y'all see this? Y'all see that? Now, if y'all still vote for him, can't nobody say they don't know.
All right. Because what I recall from when he started, the small local newspaper in the community brought a lot of these situations to people's attention, and nobody gave it any credence. And then once he went on to win, then the big newspapers did more investigation, and then the story took off.
So he's been charged with fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and false statements. And this is the source for this article I'm reading is justice.gov, meaning the damn Justice Department. Just not the news.
No.
Right.
Just a press release straight from Merrick Garland and them.
Yes, because they are like, what you're not gonna do is this. They were saying that what he was doing was he was making up. You know how they have those funds where they be like, this is sponsored by such a camp or whatever. That he created his own and used that money for personal shit versus using that money for his campaign. And it was like, you can't raise money on a false group that actually really don't exist and use it for personal use. You can't do that.
And they got the money amounts and everything on this damn press release.
Because they was like, you messing with the money, and that you could do a lot of shit. You can kill somebody, rape somebody, do it. But if you start fucking with their money, they serious about their money. Everything else is second.
Yeah. I think we know what that means.
You're going to jail.
So you're gonna be going to jail. He kept fucking around till he found out. And just I think what happened too is like this is the inspiration of Trump.
Yes.
And a lot of these people think they have the same level of like Trump privilege that Trump has of I'm just gonna keep fucking around. I'm never gonna find out. And even Trump found out in court last week with E. Jean Carroll. So it can happen. But yeah, it's just I think a lot of these people, Marty Taylor Greene, these people that have taken public office or elected to public office and yet consistently lie about everything. The ones who were election deniers and either lost last year or some of them even won. This whole like I'm just saying whatever the fuck is convenient to say in the second that I say it. But yeah, some of the shit has consequences, and that worked. A lot of that stuff worked for him because he was in power and he was the president. And a lot of stuff we found out was almost like a gentleman's agreement. Like, well, we don't arrest the president, guys. This is different. He's not president no more, and y'all motherfuckers have never been president.
That's right.
Yeah, and the thing about this dude was lying about basic shit. Where his grandparents came from, his mama died in the Twin Tower on September 11th. Like shit that people could go and like actually find out. Now that in from where the other country he's from, they like, oh, you come back here, you're gonna get arrested immediately because he's done so much shit over there that they was like, oh, we want him too.
Yeah.
So, but you can hold office over here, which is actually really crazy.
I can't wait for Shonda Rhimes to do the TV show about him on Netflix.
I think I might watch that.
I think that dude that played Asher in How to Get Away with Murder might be able to get that part. A body was found in the freezer of a new Iberia restaurant on Thursday evening. It was Arbys. Of course it was Arbys.
Did it make your day?
No, I didn't make my day. I feel sad for the people that lie about liking that food and wanting to eat it and going out all the time and stuff, knowing there's dead bodies in the freezer and shit.
Oh no!
Which sounds more like a criminal conspiracy organization than it sound like a restaurant. I ain't never went to a restaurant and seen it. I worked at restaurants. You know what? No dead bodies. No dead bodies when I worked at Wendy's, McDonald's, or IHOP. I don't remember a single day that I walked in and there was dead body in there. But you know, I never worked at Arby's. So yeah, it's being investigated as a suspicious death. Police are currently on the scene investigating it. So, yep. But yeah, keep on eating that bullshit, everybody. Y'all cool with it? Keep on writing up here with your stupid ass propaganda about how they a great place to eat and shit with these dead bodies in the fucking fridge. The Kelly Clarkson show is getting Ellened, y'all.
What happened?
Staffers are alleging a toxic work environment. Now, here's the difference. Black people on Black Twitter love some Kelly Clarkson.
Yes, not trying to be funny. Like she is one of those people where unless she changed it at the opening of every show, she actually sings like a song, and you know, and a lot of times she will actually do her own version of a lot of famous Black songs and things like that. And so it's one of those things. And on top of that, she don't bother nobody. She's like, I'm here, almost like Drew Barry. She just like, I'm here, I'm performing. Let me do my thing.
But you know what?
Happy, joy. I go home.
Everything you said applies to Ellen. Everything you said. Ellen don't bother nobody. She just want to do happy bullshit. She just to stay in her time slot and stuff. And so Kelly inherited Ellen's time slot when Ellen left.
All right.
But now in a new Rolling Stone report, 1 current and 10 former employees alleged being overworked, underpaid, and mentally traumatized while working the Kelly Clarkson show, which they describe as a toxic environment. NBC is protecting the show because it's their new moneymaker, but Kelly has no clue how unhappy her staff is, one ex-employee told the magazine. None of the 11 interviewees think that Clarkson, who is fantastic and never treats anyone with anything but dignity and is incredibly appreciative, another former employee said, knows what they allegedly endured. Now, here's what's important about this part, because when I shared this on Twitter, there were already people being like, well, they're saying that she didn't know. So I said, yeah, but I remember I actually read the Ellen articles, not the titles.
Right. And they was
Ellen didn't know.
They were saying the same thing about her, but
it didn't matter.
Just up in arms, like this bitch got to go.
Yeah, people was like, well, how can you be the person that run the show and you don't know? It's like, well, not to pull my credentials, but as a motherfucker that worked on a TV show, the nigga whose name was on the marquee, not the boss in the way y'all think of a boss.
Right.
Like Bomani wasn't walking into everybody's like cubicle and seeing like how things was going. And if there was an HR problem, he's like, well, I'm on the case. Like, that's not his name's just on the marquee. He's the talent. If anything, people leave him alone. I also witnessed people being intimidated because they assume shit about him because they didn't know him.
Right.
So they'd be like, oh, I saw him today and I didn't want to speak because da-da-da. And so that can take on a life of its own. I think
it can.
I honestly think a lot of that's what happened with Ellen, where there's never anybody who has a story of like, she said, don't look me in the eyes. But there's a bunch of people who have stories of someone told me she doesn't like to be looked in the eyes. And the assumption is, well, that must be how she gets down, you know? And then, and like I said, I've seen it happen with Bo, where somebody would, oh, you can't do this. And I'll be like, nah, Bo's not like that. If you have a question, just ask it. Like, it's really not that big a deal. But what if I was somebody that wanted that power, or somebody that wanted, for some reason, to feel like we keep Bo in the dark shit that I'm doing on the set? So then I would be like, no, don't never talk to him. You talk to me. You got a problem, you know. And I feel like that's what happened with Ellen. But yeah, they're trying to be, and for the record, a lot of the employees at Ellen tried to pull up short of damning her too much because
they didn't want the show.
They didn't want to lose the job of the show. But what happened was her job is being likable.
Yes.
So once y'all made her unlikable, it was like she was like, I can go home and be rich. I'm super rich, everybody.
Right. Y'all are gonna be the one that's gonna be affected because now y'all don't have jobs.
Yeah, now we don't have a show, but you don't have a job. I'm still Ellen. You know?
Right. And then they came back. But guys, nope, you're talking about the internet. When they say when everybody put up their pitchforks, they don't actually care about the consequences of the repercussions about you losing your job.
Yeah, I see they're trying to control the narrative with these quotes of she's actually really great. It's just the workplace is terrible. But I don't know if that's even gonna work. So good luck to them.
Yep, good luck.
And good luck to her, because like, you know, if I'm the kind of person that if I'm in charge and your job is to just have a show that people want to see people give away free shit and interview celebrities, we can get someone else to do that, because clearly this show is about to be one of the, you know, this is how the Whisper campaign starts. So,
and it just becomes toxic from there. And it's one of those things where, you know, it really sounds like if she stays, is going to be a quote unquote stain for a lot of people, you know. But then if she goes, well, then y'all need to go into this clean house, just literally from the top to the bottom. But like, everybody go, let's start from scratch, because for some reason somebody's associated with this, and let's start a clean slate.
Yeah, they're blaming the showrunner and saying he the one that need to go. Alex Dutta is his name. He was a former showrunner of Steve Harvey Show and the Tyra Banks Show. And so they're trying to get him out of there and I guess leave her somehow and bring in new people and change the environment. That's a good thing if that's the truth, and I hope that works out. But it's just so rare that the person whose name on the show doesn't get tarnished. And obviously, if anything else ever happens there again, regardless of her being a good person, people will start being like, it's her.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
All right. Let's see. Let's do some other news. Let's do some fucking with black people. Pull up that music real quick. Where's it at? Here we go.
We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with black people. Hey, hey, you are.
All right, fucking with black people time, everybody. You know how we do. Let's go back to February. Arma. A Miami preschool put 2-year-olds in blackface for Black History Month.
Not the babies.
Yes, the babies.
They think they're just having a good time painting. I mean, they're kids.
A preschool in Miami is under fire for intentionally putting blackface on some students, and move staffers proudly touted as a way to celebrate Black History Month. Now this is doubly offensive. One is a construction worker, but one is a cop with a black face on these little white babies.
Damn.
I know. Maybe they was trying to do the Village People. Parents found out about, because one's a construction worker. Sorry for y'all that can't see. Parents found out on February 3rd what was happening at the studio Kids Little River, which has a preschool and daycare facilities. One parent, Courtney Politis, who has 2 kids in the studio, tells TMZ she was made aware of the incident by another concerned mom. She says pictures of at least 2 toddlers in blackface were posted by a teacher on the school's internal app. As you can imagine, those pics started circulating, showing 2-year-olds dressed in police and construction worker costumes with dark makeup plastered on their faces.
Why don't you first?
What you saying, Karen?
I was like, why did they think this was okay and that it was only going to stay internal?
Because I really think people be freestyling for Black History Month. I don't even think it's lesson plans. I really think they just be like, I don't know. I didn't come up with nothing today. Hand me that black marker. We're gonna freestyle it. Give me some kids' costumes, some Halloween costumes.
Tell us how you learned of this, what happened, and what your reaction was.
It was Friday. It was about a week and a half ago, so Friday, February 3rd. And I'm driving home from the grocery store. Our local down here is Publix. and it's Friday afternoon. One of my mom friends calls me, and she's like, "You won't believe what they did in my son's class today." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Well, they painted their kids in blackface and said Happy Black History Month." And at first, I was like, "There's no."
Who doesn't know you can't do that?
Right.
In 2023.
Right. Like at some point, it's just like, are y'all not getting the firmware updates or y'all not following the news at all? Like we don't do blackface in 2023.
Don't care.
But yeah, I feel bad for the kids because when they run for Congress, this picture coming back.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Hopefully this will, get somebody legislations that very progressive like it did in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean maybe that's how the teachers helping. We get the blackface blackmail on these kids early. So then in case they do grow up to be somebody, we can be like, man, when you did blackface, and they be like, oh my God, y'all gotta have reparations. All right, well, 0 to 100. Karen?
This gets 100 for the teacher, 0 for the kids. The kids, they too. Like they just I mean, it's finger paint as far as they are concerned and cute outfits.
All right. What about you, Mom?
The same as Karen, 100 for the teachers and 0 for the children.
Okay. I give it the same. I mean, I wasn't even gonna rate the children, so yeah, 0 for them. I mean, I do wonder if those kids are so little and so young. I wonder how much they even know about this stuff.
They're probably not gonna remember the
but
event happening.
They might. But that it was so stupid. The kids might have said something. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. Why you paint my face? Like I'm pretty sure something came up.
What a dumb teacher.
Yes.
Very.
A black woman in Philadelphia gets arrested for a warrant in Texas, a state she has never ever been to, in a case of mistaken identity. The cops use social media photos to identify her.
Yeah, and for me personally, this is why whenever they have these things about deepfakes and whenever they have these things about allowing computers to identify, even though we know that all black people, all, different Asian people, they identify as quote unquote all the same because the computer doesn't have, y'all don't program shit for us. So the computers can't tell the difference between our kind of individual features. There's going to be a lot more of this quote unquote mistaken identity. And then you have to waste your time to prove that it wasn't you.
There's a woman who had a whole life turned upside down. A PhD student, Julie Hudson, was arrested for a robbery in Texas. The only problem is that Julie Hudson has never even been to the state of Texas. It's not the first time the law enforcement made a critical mistake. In the end, Hudson and her family are just happy the situation did not turn out worse. Despite not committing the crime, she has been behind bars since Wednesday. In addition, she is on 5 medications. As a result of being locked up, she has not received a medicine since the arrest. In addition to being behind bars for a crime she did not commit, the situation cost her job, a job that she had applied for. When she learned there was a warrant out for her arrest, she went to the Philadelphia Police Department to clear things up. Because there was a warrant out, she was immediately arrested. Hudson's name is tied to a Texas robbery in Webster, Texas, of an Academy Sports and Outdoors store. A suspect from the surveillance video identified as Julie Hudson as the person responsible. After that, police used social media to find Julie Hudson. They landed on the 31-year-old PhD student from Philadelphia. According to law enforcement, the Julie Hudson in the Texas surveillance footage looked like the Julie Hudson from Philadelphia. However, later, Philadelphia's Julie Hudson proved she was working during the time of the robbery. Now she's contemplating taking legal action.
Yes, fuck you. I'm suing you. Like, how are you gonna tell me I committed a crime states away and I was on somebody's clock? Like, do your job.
Well, you Negroes are slippery. Some of y'all be in 2 states at once. 0 to 100.
Oh, this gets Jakar's because this is like that scary shit when it comes to the AI. I can't even get soap at the soap dispenser half the time because it don't recognize my skin. So I know it's gonna be a problem with you recognizing my face.
Right. Okay. What about you, Mom?
The same, Dracarius.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, that's Dracarys. I also like she went to the station to clear it up. Like, what kind of mastermind do you think this woman is? I know y'all got a warrant out for me. I actually did do the crime, but I just thought I'd come in here to talk to y'all about it. Like, and I'm in a whole nother state now. That doesn't
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's completely racist because y'all really didn't want to hear her out. Like that's what happened. She showed up, somebody it flagged, and it was like just arrested. She was like,
and she was at the time she had been in jail for 5 days without access to her medications and stuff like that. That is such a ridiculous system that we have that you couldn't immediately clear that shit up.
If they wanted to, they could, but they didn't want to.
Right, because she didn't just walk in there. She walked in there with her alibi, like this is what was happening. Like I was at work. This is the proof.
Here's my job. Here's my boss. Call people, confirm. And they were
like, we just gonna hold you until we figure it out. A Marine vet charged with manslaughter for fatal chokehold death of subway rider Jordan Neely. So that dude turned himself in, the Daniel Penny, and he is being charged with second-degree manslaughter. It took him a while.
Right.
Yes, it did.
But I mean, I feel like that was the only outcome you could have because I just don't think. Also more. I don't know if more of the video dropped, but definitely people have said that the video people were sharing online, which I haven't seen, but the video people were sharing online, there's parts of it missing that was taken out. Like it took longer for this man to die than the minute and a half or whatever they showed on social media. And there's a bunch of people like saying stuff to him during it and before it and after it that are like, make it like extremely difficult to say he didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
Whereas people being like, hey, you're killing him, or hey, like someone said he shit on himself, and one of the people holding him, because it wasn't just him choking him, it was other people holding the man down, are like, no, that's old. He smelled like that already and stuff. So he's been officially charged second-degree manslaughter. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's always some way for people to get off, but that looked like the most open and shut case I've seen. He should go to jail.
Yeah, he should. And with his training, from my understanding, you're trained, so it's not like you did not know.
Yeah, he's a former Marine or something like that.
Correct.
My thing is, it doesn't matter if he did not intend to kill him. You did. He's being charged with manslaughter, not even murder.
Right.
Because they're not gonna find proof unless, more than likely they won't find proof of him like he left his house to kill this man.
Right.
Which is how you get murdered.
Right.
It's got to be intentional. A lot of times, got to be premeditated. So you're probably not gonna get murdered, but you did kill this man. Like we saw it. I don't really think there's a case for something else to be said here. I don't even think it's that deep. I'm not even. I would feel this way no matter who did. If I saw a video of anyone doing this shit to anyone, I'd feel the same way of like, okay, so that you killed them, and for acting erratic. Like it's not even like, oh, we were under threat or he had a weapon or something. You just decided I'm killing this person. And the fact that people went along with it, the fact that there's so many people in the world that have seen this video and been on his side is insane to me. But yeah, Dracarys for me, Karen.
Same.
All right, Mom.
Same.
All right, well, let's move on to some other news. All right. That was our fucking with black people segment. But it can't all be bad news. We need some good news too. Well, let's do some black capitalism.
Shout out to Will Smith. I hear y'all talking. The only thing I'm listening to is that paper. Every day we get into that paper. Woo! I hear the money talk, I'll see you later. Every day we get into that paper. I hear the money talk, I'll see you later.
All right, let's talk about black people and money. Serena Williams is reportedly shopping a new memoir with offers up to $10 million.
Get that money.
Yay!
Make up for the money you should have gotten while you was actually playing tennis. And the girls whose ass you were whooping, which they considered a rival, even though it was 110 or 25, made almost quadruple your money. Get your money.
Yes.
Mhm. Yep, she's represented by powerful literary agent Suzanne Gluck at WME, and they said there are 8-figure deals on the table. She previously used a ghostwriter to write a book, My Life, Queen of the Court. So I guess she's gonna write a new one. All right, let's see who else getting. Ludacris and his daughter are launching a satin bonnet collection based on their popular animated Netflix series Karma's World.
Oh, that's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chris Ludacris Bridges is partnering with First Line Brands, a U.S.-based textured manufacturer, to launch Karma's World satin bonnet collection. The Netflix show is based on his older daughter's vibrant personality, with the brand's focus signifying the importance of textured hair care. So yeah, they about to be getting this money. I don't know where to buy it yet. It's not listed, but
okay.
Karma's World, y'all Google that. Y'all might be able to find y'all some satin bonnets.
Is that the one with the two little kids be like doing them kid songs that everybody love, or that's something else?
I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
Okay.
Maria Obama, who you may know as the daughter of Michelle Obama and Barack Obama.
Yeah.
She directed her first short film under Donald Glover's new production company.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. She also wrote on Swarm, an episode of that show on Amazon Prime. So yeah, she maybe she's getting into the entertainment field.
Make that money and to go back. Somebody confirm it. Yes, I absolutely love it. It's I've seen them on YouTube, and I absolutely love it. And the way it is, it's like music. Where they be like, I know my ABCs. I know my ABCs. Like everything has like a beat and a jam, and they go through numbers, they go through letters, and it's very upbeat, and it's really easy for a lot of children to catch on. Oh, somebody said that's a different show. Okay, that's a different show. But I like that one. I have to go back and watch the Karma's World.
Okay. The thing. Wait, what was the last one I did?
About Malia.
Oh yeah. The thing I was gonna say is that's double black capitalism, because Donald Glover is the one that like has taken her under his wing as like a mentor. Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot of people have agendas against him. Yeah, but I mean, that dude has actually put on a lot of black women in Hollywood so far with his career.
Yes, you know, nobody's perfect, but it's one of those things where everybody like, you just hate black women.
E40 donated $100,000 to Grambling State University.
Come on through, E40.
And he was honored with having a recording studio named after him. And today, he just recently got his honorary degree from Grambling University.
Oh, let's go.
Yes, good.
Honorary doctorate. Shout out to black capitalism. We love to see it.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Jesus Christ had dress, so I'm going to shake him. All right. And last, black capitalism. McDonald's franchisees say Cardi B and Offset's meal broke the Golden Arch Code.
That's good.
Well, the Golden Arch Code apparently.
What is that?
Oh, okay.
So the Golden Arch Code apparently is like their way of saying, like, you know, we have a certain, like, we want to uphold ourselves to a certain standard, but because of their lifestyle, you know, very hip hop, you know, raunchy, all this stuff, they're saying that some of the owners have disagreed with the company aligning with Cardi B and Offset, who have their own meal. They had their own promotional Valentine's Day meal.
And them shit sold too.
I'm sure they did. I don't know. But some of them removed the advertising and merchandise associated with the promotion from their stores. Those owners have urged other franchisees to consider doing the same, saying the image for the couple doesn't fit the family-friendly values.
That sounds a little racist.
Of McDonald's. Well, the thing for me is I don't know if it's racist or not, because I can't. Because I know they've also done partnerships with like Travis Scott, and I don't remember this story coming up.
Right.
So it could be a little racist, could be a little sexist. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, what was the
they work with all types of celebrities.
Yeah, I I have a clip for this. Yeah, here we go.
So I don't know if it was a race thing or a lady thing, but I'm mad as hell.
That feels like it could be either one of those.
Yeah, I mean, Megan Thee Stallion did the thing with Popeyes. I ain't seen him.
Popeyes cooler.
I say no. Popeyes franchise was like, take her down.
Now you know Popeyes ain't got no golden arch code.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah, but I just think it's interesting that they were so upset by this.
Right.
The majority of the complaints came from franchisee owners with restaurants operating in southeastern, mid-Atlantic regions, according to the report. Representatives for Cardi B and Offset have not issued a statement in response to the backlash. Why would they? They got their money.
Right. Them checks cashed.
But it's just like, how is it offensive that they have a meal, but it's not offensive that y'all meals aren't made of food? You know, like McDonald's is not really selling, like, y'all not the most wholesome people in the first place. Like, who y'all judging? And y'all made the deal with them. Like, it's just weird, wild to me. But apparently, even with Travis Scott, there was some people that didn't like it. A survey said 65% of U.S. franchisees didn't support the Travis Scott collaboration when it was announced, despite helping the company to drive more online orders and app downloads. Nothing had a greater impact on our digital business than the introduction of this program last year, said McDonald's U.S. President Joe Erlinger in 2021 on an investor call. So it might be a race thing.
And the reason why I said it is because we've read articles that they push a lot of Black and brown people out of ownership. Like, and what they do too, we've read articles about this, is where they put Black and brown owners in areas where they have to pay for more security. They have to pay for extra cameras. You adding a lot of expenses to them, and you put them a lot of times in these inner cities. So that's why when you said, it's like, oh, this sounds racist, because nothing else really makes sense. And racism is irrational and illogical. These people actually bump your sales up, and you go, we don't want the extra money. That makes no sense.
Exactly. All right. Well, I guess Black capitalism turned a little bit into fucking with Black people on that one.
Yep.
A little bonus action for everybody.
Like, other than that, it don't make no sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they out here just, you know, so tarnished that nobody ever wants to work with them. People work with them. So what's the problem?
Yeah. I hear you. And I do wonder, like, I don't have a counterfactual for like what white people have endorsed food. You know, like, if there was a Ted Nugent meal, I could be like, see, you racist motherfuckers. But I don't even be knowing what white people they be having endorsements with.
Nope, because it don't matter.
Because don't nobody be buying them meals.
No, we don't.
I know they had BTS. They had that good ass nugget sauce.
I'm not even gonna lie. The BTS was flames. You know, I don't even rock with. I mean, I listen to K-pop, but I don't really rock with it like that. But I was buying them BTS meals, so they was like, man, we no longer have it on the menu, nor do we have the sauces, and I almost cried. The BTS sauces was flames.
All right, let's move on.
This time for the race. This time for the race. This time for the race. This time for the race.
All right, guess the race. Go around the room. Guess the race. Go around the world reading articles. Guess the race of people involved. Today's contestants, my mom and Karen, and the chat room. They all play along, and it's all races. Here we go. A North Carolina deputy is accused of planting drugs after breakup takes plea. I guess he was accused. All right. So a former North Carolina deputy accused of planting heroin and other drugs on his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend avoided jail time with a plea deal that he will serve 24 months probation. A judge ruled Friday. David Scott Burrows, who was accused of abuse of law enforcement power and planting drugs in Ray Kiefer's car in Anson County, he was charged in April 2019 with making a false police report, obstructing justice, breaking and entering a motor vehicle, and possession of heroin, marijuana, methamphetamine. Oh, he wanted to make sure this motherfucker got caught.
God.
He put all the drugs in there.
He went into the storage room and took all the drugs.
No.
They was like, sir, normally these drugs don't even connect. Just give them all to me.
Somebody probably got off for possession of drugs that had a different trial.
Right? They couldn't find no evidence. He took it.
We can't find exhibit A, B, C, D. Damn. A jury deemed him guilty only of obstruction of justice and possession heroin. He avoided what could have been up to 53 months in jail by agreeing to supervised probation, mandated anger management counseling, and no contact with his ex-girlfriend or Kiefer. Burroughs.
So not for taking shit out of the stores that he had no business taking.
Well, that's what a plea deal is, right? Like you never get. I mean, you don't get charged with everything anymore.
Okay.
You agree to one thing.
Down.
Yeah, like he probably did all that shit, but you know, he's also got that. This is the thing I hate: the way the law views cops in like, oh, you violated the law, but you are a peacekeeping officer, so we're not gonna throw the book at you. It's like, no, you should throw the book double at this motherfucker.
Because you know the rules.
Yeah.
Anson County ain't that up there towards Wadesboro, Linesville, up there, that area?
Girl, you know I don't be knowing this kind of state like that.
My bad. I think it is.
It's probably about Livingston or something, or Rockingham.
I don't think it. No, it's not near Rockingham. I know that much.
Jonesboro.
It's not near there either.
While the criminal case has been decided, Burroughs could appear in court for a lingering civil lawsuit. In it, his romantic rival delves deeper into an alleged illicit revenge scheme, claiming jealousy drove the deputy to do more than plant drugs. The judge denied his lawyer's motion to initially dismiss charges of breaking and entering a motor vehicle and possession of marijuana and heroin with intent to distribute. They argued officers never testified to identifying the substances, which could invalidate the charge. The state, represented by Matt Victory, argued Burroughs provided enough evidence when he admitted to planting the drugs. Yeah, how you gonna be like, we don't have enough evidence? He told you he did it. You know, that's not good enough no more. I thought we was trusting the cop's word. He said he did it. So yeah, guess the race.
White.
Of course, white.
All right, let's check the chat room, see what they believe. Yeah. They said crooked ass hillbilly white. Got probation and probably still kept his job. White. Planning cop was white. They let him get away with too much. They would have charged the nigga with all of it. The deputy was white. The boyfriend was BBC. Dumpy, long beard, sunglasses, smell like ass whitey. The correct answer is most of y'all said white. I think all of y'all said white. And all of y'all were correct. He was white. There you go. He also rocking one of them flags t-shirt that look like it's racist.
It does.
When it's that color and it's turned like it's gray and dark. And
I don't even know what it means. Just don't look right.
It look like the Blue Lives Matter, this country under attack flag or some shit. I don't know. It's just something wrong. It look racist. All right, let's go to the next one. Police arrest a Maryland man who stole a 5-ton military vehicle after a highway chase. That's a lot. Oh wait, can the chat room hear this? I don't think they can. Hold on, I just realized that. Give me 1 second, everybody. Okay. I know y'all can't hear this.
Okay, you mean your mom can hear, but I don't think they can.
Yeah, let me pull up in a different browser and play it, and y'all should be able to hear what I'm playing. All right.
And we are following some breaking news tonight where a chase spanning 2 counties has just come to an end in Baltimore City. The Harford County Sheriff says that chase started in Bel Air, went southbound on I-95, and finally ended in East Baltimore. The suspect is now in custody and no one was injured. As you can see here, this vehicle, which deputies confirmed was stolen, seems to be some kind of military truck. It's still not clear exactly where that truck came from. One resident saw the chase come to an end right near her own backyard.
When I stood up on the steps back there, I seen a big pickup truck over there. And it was trying to get down the street, but he couldn't get down because it was too big. And I saw him jump out and run down there, and the police got him down the street.
Well, the sheriff says the suspect will now be evaluated at a hospital. Stay with 11 News for updates as they develop.
He stole that vehicle the day he got out of jail. That's wild. He was having a time. All right, guess the race of this Maryland man, Michael Stevens II.
White.
Yeah, what?
All right, let's check the chat room, see what they believe. For the race, they didn't kill him. White, says Trey. Managed to steal a tank for baby mama's day. Black. Military truck sent
Baby
for
mama's
eval.
day.
White. Niggas love them some Grand Theft Auto. Alive equal white. I love us. That ain't us. That's not a race though, Lakita. There's a lot of races that aren't black. Teacher painted him blackface white. Black.
Oh, no.
Black. They sent him for a psych eval instead of killing him white. Black says Fifi. The correct answer is, and I think most of y'all said this, my mom and Karen said it, white. A lot of y'all did miss it though.
Even hairline and is that jacked up? What is happening
He
here?
do look like they didn't appreciate that shit when they caught him though.
They gave him a few licks.
They didn't kill him, but they definitely put some seasoning on them.
Yeah, they was like, I gotta do unnecessary paperwork. Take this 2-piece to the eye.
Right. All right, let's go to the final round. My mom and Karen are both 2 for 2.
Woohoo!
I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
Gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey, big baboon, big guy, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360 degrees.
Tonight is up. All right, last one for all the marbles.
Suspect is finally in custody after a series of terrifying attacks on women on the north side of Chicago. One of those cases caught on video. And tonight we're hearing from one of those victims. NBC5's Natalie Martinez joining us live with the update tonight. Natalie?
Stefan, and we know tonight that charges are pending for that potential suspect, that woman that's in custody. Many hope that this will mean an end to the terrorizing of women here on the Northwest side. Still traumatized, she's not showing her face, but her story is harrowing. The victim was getting some exercise at a school near Campbell and Wilson on Sunday around 2:30 p.m.
I took a step forward and she pulled me down by my ponytail to the ground, and I was on all fours. She ripped my shirt, scratched a little bit of the right side of my neck. Then she left.
Just around the corner from the school, seemingly straight out of a horror movie, there she was again.
And was like, I'm not done with you.
A good Samaritan driving by answered the victim's cries for help.
I finally said, I'm a mom, I have kids. And she was like, oh my God, get in my car. And she drove me home.
That was one of two wild attacks Sunday. On Tuesday morning, a second spree began around 11:30 a.m. on Mozart at Sunnyside.
Cell phone calling said a female just got out of a white car and started hitting two other females with a bat.
Two sisters with an infant in a stroller attacked by a woman wielding a metal baseball bat, caught on cell phone by a neighbor.
To see an infant in a stroller is any mother's worst nightmare.
10 minutes later.
New to the board, assault just occurred. 4150 Campbell said unknown female got out of a car trying to hit caller with a bat.
Police believe the same woman driving the white sedan is behind at least 10 attacks on women on the Northwest side.
I saw her in the video. I saw the vehicle in the video, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not a one-off thing. It was a string of events.
The alderman's office has posted in part that the potential offender's been taken in for a mental health evaluation. No charges tonight, but police do tell us the charges are pending. We're live at District 17. Now,
they used to call her Crazy Joe. Now they call her Batwoman. All right, Karen, mom, guess the race of the woman. Her name is Denise Solorzano.
I'm going to go white.
Me too. White.
They're going white. Let's check the chat room. Allie Lauder and Obsessed White. She is a Negan fan white. Taking it like a champ. White. A lot of whites. White Italian. Matter of fact, let me pull up the article that got her picture in it so I can remember what she looked like. Because they had the video, but not the still shots of her face. Matter of fact, let me Google her picture again. But all right, looks like a lot of people going white on this one. Hispanic preparing for baseball season. It is baseball season. Another mental vow, nothing to do, white. Collard green linguine white. Collard green linguine is pretty funny. Well, the correct answer is y'all both said white, right?
Yes.
Well, y'all are wrong. Those who said Latina, y'all got it. Good, congratulations. But that's her picture there.
Young.
What was she celebrating? Cinco de Mayo a week later?
I don't know. There was a lot of, she was hitting some piñatas out there. She was fucking them people up.
Boy, they treated her very white. She wasn't shot. Nobody attacked her.
Yeah, this is the pictures from her attacking the woman who's walking her baby.
People minding their own business. You know, they talk all of a sudden mental health matters.
Yeah, what could have happened? I don't know what. I mean, I do believe them that it's some type of mental health shit. I mean,
yes,
these women clearly did nothing to her.
Yeah. And the thing is, that's what made me choose white, because you know, with us, mental health don't matter.
Right. Yeah. Well, can't get them all. All right. It's all right. You live to fight another day. Let's go to sword ratchetness and wrap this bad boy up.
We got one more question.
We got one more question, everybody. Now the new segment. Let's take a question. When will the two Mrs. Morrow start a hair and beauty podcast?
Do y'all need any more work?
Right. Yeah. Sound like a good idea till I gotta upload it and shit.
Yeah. Thank you for the compliment.
Claremore man sentenced to 25 years for stabbing friend to death with a sword. I guess all the time he wanted to take his place. A man was sentenced to 25 years in prison for killing a man with a machete. Michael Eugene Spears, 59, and white, for those playing at home. Okay. I know some of y'all never take a guess the race off, and this one's for you. But that's him right there. Yeah.
They did that.
But yeah, the defendant's murderous acts and attempted cover-up earned him a 25-year federal prison sentence. The dedicated work of the Claremont Police Department, FBI, and Assistant U.S. Attorneys Tom Duncombe and Justin Bish have ensured justice for the victim and his family. I am proud of their resolve and to hold accountable those who commit brutal acts of violence in our communities. That's interesting because Justin Bish is that dude's name, and people started saying Bish instead of bitch a couple years ago on social media. I bet that really messed him up. Like, he got to grow up without getting picked on that much, and then now everybody picking on him. The murder occurred November 18, 2017 after a disagreement. They said Spears told a relative about his crime and asked to borrow a truck to dispose of the victim's body. The relative reported the crime to authorities, just like I would.
Right?
I'm gonna get no fucking accessory to murder after the fact charge. Don't ask me shit.
Them after the facts.
If I ain't had nothing to do with the murder, don't ask me to have nothing to do with the cover up.
Yep, I'm not gonna be an afterthought. No.
Now I gotta be the other person on the first 48 or fucking Fatal Attraction or whatever. Now
I'm telling it.
I'm going to jail too. I'm snitching. I'm just telling y'all that up top. So don't come to my house and cover up murders. You blame yourself. They argued for a 30-year sentence due to the brutal nature of the murder. Prosecutor said Spears stabbed and beat the victim until he was not recognizable, stole his phone and a few dollars from his pockets, and then left him to die while he was drinking. The defense argued for a 15-year sentence due to Spears' alcoholism, troubled childhood, his issues with judgment and impulse control, and evidence of cognitive decline showed a lower sentence was appropriate. Defense also pointed to Spears' lack of criminal history and contended that Spears may have acted in self-defense. They was just trying everything.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of different. He was drinking. He's alcohol. He's the trouble with his child. He got impulse control. Come on, Judge, you can't use that. I think he got Alzheimer's or something. It's a lot of. I think a lower.
Was throwing everything out.
Plus, it's not like he be doing crimes all the time. Also, how we know that nigga wasn't trying to attack him? They could have been coming at him.
Anything could have been happening.
I'm telling you, I could be a defense attorney. It don't seem that hard.
So.
It don't really seem that hard. I'm sorry, defense attorneys that listen to this show, but your job seemed easy, especially if they did it. Like it's probably hard to get an innocent person off, but if they did it, I mean, shit, I can make these up. It was a Tuesday, he got some bad news on the phone. His foot was hurt. He got them bunions. Today's sentencing brings an end to a tragic story of a cold-blooded murder and attempted cover-up by a merciless and violent criminal, said FBI Oklahoma City Special Agent in charge, Edward J. Gray. Thanks to the determined investigation by the FBI, and then this article got a lot of shout-outs.
I'm serious.
Thanks. Shout out to Claremont Police Department. Couldn't have done it without you. The U.S. Attorney's Office. I like to thank my agent, my wife at home. Spears was previously charged and convicted of first-degree murder. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you had a good time. We had a good time. Mom, did you have a good time?
I had a great time always. I really enjoy coming every year and talking and laughing and looking at the fans' chats. I mean, you know what I mean. Thank you.
Yeah, and then of course my mom listens and she'll hear what y'all say on the feedback show and all that stuff. So keep it cute.